Hello Reformers and welcome back to Shadow of War. Now when we left off, we just acquired the domination skill, finally. It's been a while, hasn't it? Anyway, what I've been doing is just regemming some of my stuff. I've made sure that my sword has the most damage because that's the thing I use the most, and then the dagger and the bow both have 15% increased damage there. I also have increased maximum health by 20% in my chest armor, and then the cloak has some increased experience. I can, of course, put another gem of 20% increased health in there, but I thought, well, kind of need experience, right? You know, we kind of need experience, so might as well, you know, get that going. And otherwise, we have now acquired a new slot, which is the rune slot, and we're able to put a gem in there. 20% less damage to followers. Captains automatically gain 2 levels when recruited. In my opinion, that is probably the most powerful thing. Look at that. If I used a refined wealth gem, I'm actually thinking I might do that instead of using the experience. So let's just swap those around. Because having our captains gain 4 levels when they're recruited, that is just an insane bonus. And otherwise, we're only losing 5% experience, which is really not a big deal because eventually we're going to be getting max level, right? So, yeah. Anyway, let's go and sneak around a little bit. I've been having a look at some of the skills while I've been off screen, just kind of making sure I know what's up and where I'm going to go next and what I'm going to be doing and so on and so forth with our skill tree. And hopefully we're going to be seeing that pretty soon.
These archers will be more than just our weapons. They will be our eyes.
Alright, so now this is very, very similar to the mission that we did in Shadow of Mordor when we first gained the brand skill. And I'm a bit kind of confused by that because, I mean, we know, kind of, according to Celebrimbor, I mean, Celebrimbor knows how to brand orcs, right?
Strong as these warriors are, they cannot resist my ring.
I mean, that's the point. Like, I've always thought that Celebrimbor was able to give us the power to brand opponents, and that's what happened in Shadow of Mordor, so it was very, very strange that we had to do some weird stuff about getting it back? Getting the power back? I don't even know what was going on with that. Anyway, let's just continue to dominate these. You know what I'd love to see?
Of the Dark Lord become ours.
I would love to see an ability which, well, should we say an upgrade to this ability that is like an AoE dominate skill. I don't think that that's going to happen at any point because that's way too powerful in my opinion for something like this. But if you think about it, having an AoE domination skill, I think that would be pretty cool. But obviously you don't want it to be too powerful, you know, you don't want it to be like, I don't know, dominating 20 orcs at once. So it would be kind of cool if they limited it maybe to, I don't know, 5 or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool, but obviously that would turn the tide of battle very, very quickly, and it's probably not the best idea, you know, for balance reasons, but it is a single-player game for the most part, so I don't know really about that. Alright, so there you go, we're done. Dominated orcs will not attack their former allies until you press that to activate them. If you enter combat, any nearby dominated orcs will activate automatically. Let's do it. Alright, so defeat or dominate the orcs in training. Alrighty, let's do it. I'm gonna try and brand as many people as I can because I have missed this skill like nothing else. I very much love this skill, and when you get it in Shadow of Mordor, you really realize that you have been severely crippled and not really at your full strength, and it's not really good, is it? No, not really good. So let's try and do some combat branding, shall we? There we go, yes, give me that. Oh, my archers are doing a very good job, aren't they? Well, that was easy enough. And I, unfortunately, was not able to brand more than 1 warrior. That's pretty pathetic, isn't it?
But this is only the beginning. We require more warriors, stronger warriors.
Yes, we surely do, thank you very much. And there's a nice little bit of experience for us there, and oh, apparently there was a hit streak of 20. I didn't even realize there was actually an objective about that, but okay, thank you.
We will also require commanders. Exceptional orcs who can do more than simply serve as fodder.
But what of this forest? It calls to us.
We must not be distracted. Building our army is paramount.
Ooh, what's actually going on there with the forest calling to us? I actually don't know, of course, but well, I guess we're gonna find out. Anyway, this is the new army screen, obviously, because we haven't really met any of these orcs yet, and I think it would be a rather nice idea if we were to try and find one of these captains relatively close by. I'm actually unsure, yeah, that's the thing. Who are we gonna go for? I mean, didn't they say that there was a specific orc that we had to brand? There's someone very close. Ah, this guy. This is the fellow that we're probably going to brand very, very soon. So I guess I should probably just reveal the war chief. Right. He's heavily damaged by ranged attacks. He's vulnerable to stealth. He is sickly, heavily damaged by poison, and he is also heavily damaged by beast attacks. So this war chief, not really that powerful, but it really depends. I mean, he obviously comes with... Yes, he comes along with this. A Graug. And he also leads a pack of loyal Caragors. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Alright, so I'm going to go up here and brand this... Oh, okay, apparently I'm not going to be branding this guy because... oh. Okay, no, apparently I'm not going to be branding that guy because he just went flailing all over the place. That was hilarious. Okay, so anyway, let's have a look and see what's actually going on here. So we have a huge amount to do, which is obviously the case with a new region, and I think they've really outdone themselves with the amount that you can do in this game. It is crazy the amount of content that is here, but obviously it really depends whether you want that content. Maybe you're going to get annoyed by it because there's just too much, or whatever the case may be. But obviously, that's the whole point with an open world game. You can kind of decide what you want to do. You don't have to do these things. I'm just doing them because I find them enjoyable, obviously. Anyway, we're going to go over to this Hey Dear Tower here, and wow, this is a really nice change of pace. This is very, very different, this area. It's really cool to see how different the various biomes are. I very much appreciate that because, you know, when you're playing a game and everything seems relatively kind of samey, and well, yeah, you know, the color palette might be pretty similar. It's quite nice and green here in comparison to the previous places, so I suppose that's kind of nice. But anyway, let's just go up here and unlock all of those collectibles that we're going to be finding yet again. Alright, so let's have a look here. Okay, this is gonna be difficult. Ah, there we go, there's one. Okay, so there is... now, I have found that there's a much easier way of finding these things because I've obviously uncovered quite a few of these towers so far, or at least I've purified quite a few of these towers, and the easy way to find things is literally just to move your cursor around very, very fast and just kind of do it in the general vicinity and then just wait for the little circle to pop up, and that's literally it. Alright, well there we go. We've uncovered everything in this region. Well, not everything, but everything that this tower can see, at the very least. So, shall we go for another story mission? I guess we should, because it is kind of paramount to us getting a little bit more familiar with the... Yes, there we go. With the army system and all that sort of thing. So I guess we should do the first story mission of that.
Orcs fight each other endlessly to climb the hierarchy.
Then we shall find the ones who rise to the top. They are who we want in our army.
Exactly. And now we have this skill as well, which is actually really cool because you can just float down very, very slowly.
From them, we will build our army.
Alright, so I'm just going to brand this guy because he's annoying. And, oh, apparently, oh, I didn't even see that guy for a second. Okay. Let's brand him. Yes, and it's so nice to have an alternate way to sort of recover your HP as well, because as far as I'm aware, I mean, I could be wrong about this, because it was a while ago, I guess, that I played Shadow of Mordor, but I could be wrong in saying that the brand skill, did that always heal you? Maybe my memory is a little bit fuzzy around that, but anyway, let's go up here and finally start that mission, and then we'll be able to get our first captain, and hopefully we'll be able to level him up a little bit as well.
The people. Queen Marwen, it was she who first suggested an orc army.
This time will be different. We have the new ring.
Yeah, I actually wonder what happened at the end of Shadow of Mordor, because didn't we have a huge orc army going on there? I don't know, some weird stuff going on. Anyway, the return of the new ring gives you the power of domination of your enemies. It is time to forge an army. Maybe the brand skill was a weaker version of domination. That's probably the case.
I've had enough of your mouth, Bruise. So now I'm gonna kill you, for all these orcs to see.
Always said you were an optimist. Know what that is, mate? It's about sizing up a situation that's bloody impossible and saying, yeah, alright, I'll have a go. I'm exactly the same way.
I like him.
Oh, apparently Celebrimbor likes that guy. I like him quite a bit as well. He was talking about optimism. It's always good to be optimistic, isn't it? Anyway, you can recruit captains as followers. To recruit a captain, attack him until he breaks, and then dominate him. Alright, so we're going to try and do this. Obviously, I have a skill point to spend, so it's probably a good idea that I spend that first. So let's go for Mighty Shot, because Shadow Strike is 1 point away. And when your might is full, press that to fire an explosive shot. That should be pretty fun to see. Doubt I'm ever going to use it, because I'm always very bad at using those optional things. Anyway, dodge Bruise's attacks by sliding through his legs. Alright, I guess we're going to try and do that. Okay, so let's just try and damage him a little bit, and there we go. There we go. That is an optional objective, I suppose, so it's not really necessary that we do it, but there, I guess it's a good idea. Okay, I'm just going to try and kill some of these shield bearers, because they're the most annoying thing ever.
Reckon you're going to skewer me? Ah, that little sword's good for a tickle, maybe, but you're gonna need more than that to take me down.
I don't disagree, big guy. It's going to be pretty cool to actually have him on our side, if we can get him. Yes, slide through the legs. There we go. Okay, so we've done the optional objective at least, so that's nice. Now I can just concentrate on actually doing my best to eliminate him. Well, not eliminate, but, you know, dominate him and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's try and not get absolutely murdered by him. There we go, we got him. Not that guy. That's not who I wanted. Yes. Got him. That was close.
You serve the bright Lord now.
Bright Lord, Dark Lord, same thing really. End result's me ripping spines out, which I like to do anyway, so either way's a win.
A fine addition to our army.
Name's Bruce. From here on out, I will be your shadow. No one gets to you without my say-so.
Don't worry about my enemies. They will all follow eventually.
You want to plant your flag in Mordor, you'll need to do it deep. There's a fortress nearby. They say it's ruled by a two-headed troll big as a mountain. Deadly smart, which, oh, I guess he'd have to be given the two heads. You take him down, you'll send a message to Sauron, and get yourself some nice new digs as part of the bargain.
I'm not going to do this alone. Gather your troops.
Will do. Oh, just make sure you let me pop his heads off, won't ya?
Is it just me that was absolutely fascinated with how I don't even know what to really say. I think adorable is kind of the word to describe Bruce. He's really very nice, isn't he? He's a very pleasant fellow. Anyway, Bruce wants to help you defeat the Overlord and capture the fortress in Nurnen. And we can now go and see the army menu, which we very much like. This region is controlled by the fortress of Shark-Burz, which is ruled by a fearsome overlord. To begin your conquest of Mordor, you must first assault and capture Shark-Burz. Increase your army's strength by recruiting additional captains to serve as assault leaders in your assault force. Right, so we can now take a look at the defenses or something along those lines. The Overlord's strongest troops are his war chiefs. They are responsible for the fortress's formidable defenses known as siege upgrades. You can draw out a war chief by undertaking a confrontation mission. Once drawn out, a war chief can be killed outright or dominated and recruited into your army. Killing or dominating a war chief before the assault disables his siege upgrade, weakening the fortress's defenses. Bruce has joined your assault force as an assault leader. Recruit additional captains to join the assault force and spend Mirian to purchase siege upgrades for them. Right, well I have quite a bit of Mirian, so I suppose that's pretty good. And I mean, look at this, the attacking army is strengthened with a group of sappers and all sorts of things, and I mean, we're just going to get all of these. They're pretty cheap. So let's get all of that. Why not? Oh, okay. I may have just made a slight error, because I thought to myself, oh, we're going to get all of these things. No, we actually don't get all of these, which is unfortunate. But I think we're going to get mounted cavalry. I think the mounted cavalry is probably going to be the best, but obviously we need to find out who these guys are. I mean, this guy's a Beastmaster, so maybe it's not good to go for the Caragors. We'll probably just go for the Olagai, I guess. They might be a little bit better for us. Alright, so that's reasonable. So there's our guy over there. He's just chilling out, and that's all very well and good. And we have also leveled up.
Is important, but what is most crucial for conquest is strengthening our own forces.
Well, yes, that is of course very true. Thank you very much. Okay, so what is this? Oh, the Witch King's Vision. Now, what is that? Is that a... The Nazgul are tracking you through Mordor using the power of the Palantir. Meet with Altariel to face their threat. Okay, so that is a story mission, of course. Alright. Well, I suppose what we can do is just run around and have some fun now, because we can dominate any captain that we come across, and that also means that they will level up as a result, because we do have that gem equipped. I'm wondering... it is only our rune slot, isn't it? Yes. No, I was actually just thinking to myself that maybe it would be a pretty cool idea if we could put 2 of those gems in the armor slots and actually make it so that we could level them up even further, but obviously that is not the case because a rune slot is only 1.
I believe this statue depicts Galadriel, an elf queen from a legendary forest beyond Gondor. I found scant reference to her in our books, but I know her name means Tree Maiden, and she's said to have hair of gold and silver. She was an elven monarch of the First Age. What wonders she must have seen when the world was so young.
Very nice. There we go. We get a little bit of backstory going on there. I'm gonna continue branding people.
Know her. She is an aunt of sorts. Suffice it to say, we did not always see eye to eye.
Ah, she's an aunt of Celebrimbor as well, kind of, I guess. That's pretty cool. Alright, well, there's actually a bit of intel over here. How do I... Is it upwards? Yeah, I guess it's up here. There we go. Hello. He was just like, oh, I'm just minding my own business. Yes. Okay, so let's take a look at the other war chief to make sure that we know all of his weaknesses. Alright, so he flees in terror when one of his bodyguards is killed, which is actually pretty cool, because that tells me that it's probably a better idea to leave his bodyguards intact, at least one of them, so that we can kill one of them in the fight, and then he will panic, very, very much so. Anyway, he's also dazed when he's shot in the head, so that's a pretty nice weakness. And what are his strengths like? He's agile, he has no chance, so basically I cannot allow him to get me at, get me to low health. And otherwise, he is frostproof and cannot be frozen. Well, that's pretty cool. Oh, this skill is so nice. It really takes a load off your mind, certainly. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.